Hey guys, balik lagi sama kita Johan Gunawan. Pada kesempatan hari ini ya, siang hari ini. Ini part 2 untuk Anzac Day Ceremony di Blenheim, di Seymour Square ya, right outside opposite Marlborough District Council. Jadi kita pada berkumpul di sini ya untuk mengenang para soldiers yang fallen soldiers yang hendak ikut perang dunia pertama di tahun 1915 di Gallipoli. Dulu waktu kita masih sekolah SMP di sini, dulu ikutin pelajaran mengenai perang dunia pertama, di mana juga Anzac itu singkatan dari Australia, New Zealand, apalagi masanya gitu tuh. Jadi gabungan semua para negara untuk ikuti yang hadir waktu itu di tahun 1915 ikut perang gitu ya, perang dunia pertama. Dan ini sudah 110 tahun mengenang semua mereka punya sacrifice dia punya lives untuk New Zealand juga gitu ya. Jadi kita pada berkumpul pada siang hari ini dan ada perwakilan dari angkatan darat dan juga angkatan udara juga guys. Jadi kita banyakan di sini pada gak banyak bicara karena kita semua pada menghormati orang yang speaking itu, dan juga beberapa dari wakilan reside untuk mengatakan few words aja gitu untuk acara hari ini ya. Jadi silakan menyaksikan klip ini guys. Ada juga beberapa bagian sambutan dari pihak orang Maori gitu juga ya.
Nau mai haere mai ki tēnei rā mau mahara ki ngā hoia. I kore rato e ware hia tātou. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, warm greetings to you all. A particularly warm welcome to our special Anzac Day guests. Wing Commander Ian Robinson, Royal Air Force, representing the British High Commission. Lieutenant Commander Alyssa Auld, Royal Australian Navy, representing the Australian High Commission. Wing Commander Michelle Mitchell, RNZAF Base Woodburn Commander. And Command Warrant Officer Jimmy Brown. I acknowledge too Mōrena RSA President John Capel, Council Chief Executive Major General Retired John Boswell, Air Vice Marshal Retired David Bamfield, Colonel Retired Chris Falls, my Meralaids Lieutenant Commander Neil Connell of the Royal New Zealand Navy, and Squadron Leader Rudd Andrew of the Royal New Zealand Air Force. New Zealand Police Marlborough Area Commander Inspector Simon Feltham, Retired Mayor Alistair Soman, Councillors David Crode, Scott Adams, Thelma Soman, Gerald Hope and Mrs Jan Hope, Barbara Falls, Sally Arbuckle, MP for New Zealand First, Jamie Arbuckle, the Mayor's spouse, Mr Graham Taylor, Ms Mary Jean Lynch, Principal of Marlborough Girls College, and student representatives Kyla Thornstinson and Manakura Head Girl and her Deputy Harriet McLaughlin, Deputy Principal Nikki Attridge of Marlborough Boys College, Sergeant Grant Ricky, Royal New Zealand Air Force, the Marlborough District Brass Band, the Blenheim Pipe Band, and Te Rerenga o Te Rā. Ladies and gentlemen, and most especially a very sincere welcome to our veterans here today. As the Mayor of Marlborough, it is a privilege to be able to express the community's respect for the service and sacrifice given by our Anzac troops. Today, we mark 110 years since the landing on the beaches of Gallipoli. That landing place is now known as Anzac Cove to honour the Antipodean soldiers who fought with such bravery and courage against a determined enemy defending his homeland. The grievous losses suffered by our country in the First World War brought grief and despair to homes across New Zealand. The heavy casualties at Gallipoli came as a particular shock as the huge toll that artillery and machine guns could inflict became apparent. In the face of vigorous Turkish defence, no significant Allied advance was possible. The fighting quickly descended into trench warfare, with the Allies holding a tenuous perimeter. A sense of hopelessness pervaded as the troops endured heat, flies, lack of water, dysentery and other illnesses, and the pervading stench of decaying bodies, their dead comrades lying where they fell in no man's land. In August, an attempt was made to break the stalemate. A stirring New Zealand effort briefly captured Chanakbea, an assault in which the men of the Māori contingent took part, the first attack by a Māori unit outside New Zealand. However, the offensive failed and the stalemate resumed. Ultimately, the Allies decided to cut their losses in this unwinnable battle, and they evacuated the peninsula in December 1915. Our men were then to face an even greater challenge on the Western Front. In the wider story of the First World War, Gallipoli was one battle of many. The number of dead, although horrific, pales in comparison with the death toll in France and Belgium. And yet, the campaign remains significant in New Zealand, Australia, and in Turkey, a formative moment in each nation's history. The first Anzac service in New Zealand was held on this day in 1916, and a service has been held every year, except for 2020, when we still marked the solemn occasion by standing at the ends of our driveways at dawn. And as the years pass, we can now see how the Anzac legend, with its roots in Gallipoli, is less about a military victory and rather more about bravery and self-sacrifice. And today we gather together, not to glorify war, but to remind ourselves about the freedoms we now possess because these men fought. We acknowledge their courage and sacrifice, and we give thanks to those who continue to serve, the soldiers, the sailors, the aviators, the chaplains and nurses, ordinary men and women who gave and who continue to give extraordinary service on our behalf. Ka mamaharu tonu tātou ki a rātou. We will remember them. Ladies and gentlemen, could I ask those of you who are able to please stand for the national anthems of Australia and New Zealand. Ella, if you could please come forward and lead us in the singing of the Australian and New Zealand national anthems.
Australia, let us all rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and land for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Alive
for that powerful lead. Could you please be seated? I now invite John Capel, President of the Marlborough RSA, to come forward and deliver his introductory remarks.
On behalf of all veterans, good afternoon and welcome to our Anzac Day service. I would like to acknowledge our Mayor Taylor, from the British High Commission, Wing Commander Lewin Robinson, from the Australian High Commission, Lieutenant Commander Alyssa Old, distinguished guests, all of our youth groups, ladies and gentlemen. We come together today as we should always come together on the 25th of April. Not to glorify war, but to remind ourselves that we value the freedoms we possess and to acknowledge the courage and sacrifice of those who contributed so much in shaping the identity of this wonderful nation. Many of you will be remembering family and friends who served in the many conflicts overseas, or you may have servicemen or women in your families currently.
e kaumātua tia. Pēnei a tātou kua māhue nei, e kore hoki rātou, e ngoi kore. Aha kua pēhea i ngā āhuatanga o te wā. I te hekenga atu o te rā, Tainoa ki te aranga mai I te ata. Ka maumahara tonu tātou ki a rātou. Ka maumahara tonu tātou ki a rātou.
They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget. Thank you.
Could I ask that you all please just remain seated for a moment longer while the parade marches off.
Sekian dulu guys ya. Terima kasih sudah luangkan waktu kalian ya untuk nonton klip ini. Anzac Day 110 years. Jangan lupa di like, komen, dan juga subscribe guys ya. Jadi kalian akan dapetin notifikasi dari kita kalau kita habis dari upload video gitu atau bagaimana ya. Jadi sekali lagi terima kasih dan sampai jumpa di video klip berikutnya guys ya. Johannes out.